All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Roll call. Roxanne Tuskegee here.
Tim Kremen here.
Bonnie Gannon here.
Trace Sullivan Level here.
And Mike was, he may attempt to call in. Okay. So first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. So has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from January 27th?
Yep.
Okay, if so, I have as well. I'll entertain a motion
I'll move to accept the minutes.
Thank you. Oh,
As written.
I was going to write your name on here. She's doing that. Oh, yes. Did somebody second that? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We do have non-public minutes from tonight. And we were looking to seal these. If I can have someone make that motion.
I'll make the motion.
And seal for 5 years. Okay. Someone want to second that? And that's affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the board. Roll call. Roxanne, yes?
Tim Kremen, yes.
Bonnie Gannon, yes.
Tracy, yes.
Good, thank you. Next item on the agenda, we didn't have any other signatures, right, Kim? Okay, perfect. Next item is notice of intent to cut water timber.
I put that on the signature, so.
So is this going to require a signature, or is just notification? Oh, it does say it needs a signature down at the bottom. Sorry. This is for tax map 8 lot 11-3. It's located on Pinkham. Okay. Signature. Oh, everybody can sign. Map 8 lot 11-3. It's like 21 acres.
That's the one we just, we are working.
Okay. That wasn't initially included with the other. I felt like it was.
I don't think it was.
Or maybe it's the new owner. Yeah, okay, I don't. You can sign down at the bottom, Tracy. The next item, so we'll move into new business, committee reports. I'm not sure what this.
So that's the one that I had where I thought it'd be a good idea for the committees to update the BOS and the public on what's going on. If you want, I can start with the ZBA. We met on the 21st.
Okay.
And the only thing we really talked about was the need for more public engagement with people and from the community in not only our board, but other boards as well. And then we talked about permissive zoning, where we got the NHMA legal opinion confirming Middleton's ordinance is permissive. If not permitted, it's prohibited.
Does that mean if it's not listed, then
If it's not listed, then it's not allowed.
okay? Which we talk about that on the zoning board.
And that's pretty much the extent of what we covered at the zoning board.
Okay. Bonnie, do you have any update on the rec then?
We were going to have a meeting last week and we had to cancel due to the weather. So we're looking for a new date, but whether in a busy calendar.
What's the next item that you guys, or next event that you guys will be
Probably
looking?
Easter. Well, we'll be, I think we'll probably be doing snacks at the town meeting.
Oh, yeah.
And then Easter.
Okay.
I don't think we have anything.
Conservation, yeah.
The biggest thing they have is that there's a town forester coming to speak to our tiny group on February 11th to see what we can do with our town forests and how we should be preserving for both, animals and people like to do trails and.
That's the 11th?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
So planning board, I'll let John, if you want to speak on the planning board, seeing as how you're
We
here.
have, we finished all the approvals and hearings on our amended zoning ordinances. There's 14 of them. I have a final warrant articles written, which will be delivered tomorrow, which is the last day to the town clerk. I also have a complete listing of each warrant article and where it sits in the current zoning ordinance and where it's lined out so you can exactly see where it is. The warrant article is just a summary, okay? That will also be presented we have to have that available to the public so that they can see what we're doing.
Right.
We only have, this coming, is it next week?
Next week.
Next week, we just have continuation of the application, subdivision application we're working on, Bertel on Pinco.
Right.
That's it.
Are there any other meetings, committees that I can think of?
They're
Budget.
meeting tonight.
Yeah, they are. They are meeting to do the public hearing for the town side tonight, so,
I was at the last month, and the biggest thing they talked about was the school budget.
yeah, which,
One year there too.
Yep.
So, yep.
because that's, this Saturday is the deliberative for the school, so.
Yes.
Starting at 10 o'clock.
Perfect. So, Tim, would we look to do this like on the first
Yep.
Monday? Okay, first Monday, all right, that's good.
No, I figured we could do that on the first Monday. The committee or department reports on the second.
Perfect, yeah. Next item is voting works. I think you have something for me there, Kim, from the town clerk tax collector. So, as you all know, or maybe you don't, last year we voted on buying a new machine, a new voting machine, which has to happen because the state will not recognize the current one that we have much longer. So we have purchased the voting machine. So what has to happen, according to the town clerk tax collector and her talking with people at the state, we need to vote as a select board to go ahead and start using the machine, which is kind of so I'll say this to the office of so we have to sign this, and it's going to go back to the office of the New Hampshire Secretary of State. It says this letter is being sent to you as required under RSA 656:40 and shall serve as formal notice that at tonight's properly noticed public Board of Selectmen meeting held 2/3/25. We, the Board of Selectmen in Town of Middleton, voted to use the Voting Works electronic ballot counting device approved for purchase in the 2024 town meeting, Article 16, purchase 10/22/2024 for future elections. This device is replacing the AccuVote ballot counting device that was previously used in our town. So
I'll make the motion.
Second.
any discussion?
Did she find out what we do with that one?
She is. I think they're going to come and take it, but I think there was some still conversation of that going on. So
No need for it?
no.
Which
So with that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so sign this. And if you could just all date it as well. 2/3/25. Perfect. Should be happy with that. Can I ask these next three to be put on?
The minutes.
Um,
You said that the minutes.
Bonnie does, yeah. Yes, yeah, there they are. Yeah, no. No, you don't want to lose those. The next item I had asked him to put on here is bids, as it came up at the last meeting about requiring 3 bids and what the threshold is. And I don't know that we have a threshold, or I can't find any. I don't think we had anything in writing. So I think it would be a good idea to come up with that tonight. I want to say I recall being, and John, maybe you may know from being a selectman prior, I want to recall maybe 10 years ago that there was a threshold of anything that was over $1,000. So, but I guess maybe to make it formal, that we maybe
I'll
just
make
go
that motion.
Okay, so that we go with
That anything over $1,000 purchase needs to have 3 bids.
Okay, but wait a minute. So the question here lies the question: would it make a difference whether it's coming out of a CRF or whether it's coming out of the operating?
Nope.
Neither one. Okay, no, I just wanted to be clear. That was asked to me, and so I'm just.
Yep.
So
I'll second that.
any expenditure over $1,000 requires 3 bids, whether it's coming from your operating expense or the CRF. I'll let her get that.
So if the department head sent it over to me, you guys would still sign it, like you normally would do that.
Yes.
Do I need to get 3 bids on that?
They need
No, they do. So okay. So let's have this discussion. So if it's a vehicle that's
Bids or
broken down,
quotes. I mean, some things sort of like.
so if it's a purchase, no. So I mean, so say okay. So okay. Case in point, the Terrastar broke down. It has broke down again. Do we get 3 bids on that, or do we? So I guess that was.
So I think the difference is between repairs and purchases.
Okay.
So if that's being repaired, that's one thing.
Okay.
If we're buying something new,
Okay.
that's different.
No, that's good.
That
Good
makes sense.
clarification.
So
So
that could take, we could delay.
no.
Exactly.
No,
Very badly that way.
no, so that's good clarification, thanks. So we're going to, so on a new purchase.
Okay, so, like the overhead doors.
Correct.
I'm sorry, now they work again.
Yeah.
The overhead doors are repair, but they still should
No,
be.
no, he is getting those quotes. They're going to be, they would be replaced, so they would be new. They would be a new purchase. They would be replacing it. Not, yeah,
Oh, with the radio thing.
So it's not like they're replacing the window.
right. Yeah, so, because that's kind of the conversation, and he was the actual one that brought up, he goes, oh, so is this going to, does it make a difference if it's operating versus CRF? And then I'm like, oh, that's a good question, and so that's why some of this stuff is coming up, so yeah.
And in my head, a bid goes out, like it's usually posted for bids. The quotes are just, you get 3 different prices.
Mhm.
Is there a difference between the phrasing of bids and quotes?
Question.
I don't,
Like I bid on state contracts. So like, you bid on them, you put your position together with the pricing and you bid on it.
I think for services, it definitely needs to be bids. I think for, saw certain well, actually, that's a good question because,
That's why I said
Yeah.
bids or quotes, because for things you could purchase, you could go to Amazon, Walmart, Lowe's.
so then for things you can purchase, then it's quotes. For services, it has to be bids.
Did you get that, Kim? Sorry, no, I'm not even just saying, because that's a long,
It is.
okay.
So and I think that so for example, what's called the fire truck, which would be purchasing, so we get 3 quotes, but outfitting it, I think,
Yeah.
it's a service we would need to get 3 bids.
Right. Okay, so,
You all caught up?
They did on the camera.
so,
Recording's working.
so Tim made the motion, Tracy seconded it, is that correct?
No, Bonnie was.
I second.
Bonnie seconded, sorry. So we've discussed that and we've clarified what we're, okay, so if we're good, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good. Next item, donations. So again, the fire chief reached out to me and asked if the town is opposed to accepting donations. I didn't think we were, but I said I would bring it to the board. Apparently, Milton Fire Department has some gear that they're willing to donate to Middleton. So he just wanted to make sure that the Board of Selectmen were on board with that and okay with it. So,
I'll make a motion to accept that.
okay, so you make a motion, we accept donations? Okay.
Monetary and. The
Monetary,
only, I would imagine if we were donating our gear, there would be some letter that comes with it.
I can ask him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of.
that's a good point.
But yeah, I love that idea.
So Bonnie made the motion to accept donations.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, yeah,
There was a warrant article on that allows you to accept gifts, donations.
oh, there was in the past. Do you know what, like year, 2020, 2010?
Because
Okay,
we at Conservation Commission and Milfoil get donations for milfoil mitigation.
okay, so we'll table this motion until we hear back from, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll table that and then we'll just make note of what the warrant article says at the next meeting. Glad you came tonight, John. Okay,
And there was already something like Middleton Lumber donated to the fire department, like a sawzall,
oh yes, he just,
an emergency saw to like cut people out of cars this time.
yes. Oh, I think he just was asking them for he was going down there to ask them for a donation this past week, he told me. So,
I was gonna say, I think it's been posted.
Yes, I have to
I
say.
saw the, thank you.
well, it was the conversation, we had the conversation about this, and he's like, yeah, I'm heading down to Middleton to Building Supply, see if they'll donate. And I'm like, hey, have at it. I don't think there'll be an issue, but,
Yeah.
so perfect. Next item, town report. So, we are getting to be pretty ramped up or starting to try and put the town report together. So a couple of items is we need, I think I asked you, Tim, about potentially finding a picture
Yep.
or something, photo to put on the front of the
Oh, yeah.
town report. We will need to put the book together in combination with Kim and with all the reports that have come in from everybody. We need to do a write-up for each department, so the selectmen. Oh, we need to do a dedication. Who would like to do the dedication? And who do we want to dedicate it to, or do we want to keep that secret?
It's a secret.
Yeah, so we'll keep it secret, so we'll decide then, okay, so one of us will do okay. So that's just throwing that
I'll
out.
be happy to work on the dedication.
Oh, perfect. So just as, just so everybody knows, we have to have the books available to the public. I believe it's March 4th, the morning of March 4th, maybe March 3rd. We're good, don't worry, we're good, we got it. So just throwing it out there.
So yeah, as soon as we figure out who it does, I'll start working on that and submit.
As you figure out, yeah, perfect. The next item is NHDES, Department of Milfoil Grant Document, which is
This is why John came.
So John, would you like to address this?
I'm just here, it's the same one we do every year, I just want to let you know that
Oh, yeah.
the state, there's all places where you're supposed to sign if you agree with that. But the state this year decided, the state is the one to make the delineation on what type of treatment is for milfoil based on their findings last year and who is going to do the work. So they suggested two plans, both together. One is a herbicide treatment.
Yeah,
Last year, we haven't had a major hit on milfoil since 2020. We did the herbicide treatment in 2019, very successful. Really didn't have any major outbreaks until last year, and it really kind of exploded a little bit. And we spent a lot of money for diving handful. So the state decided this year we'll do a herbicide. So you'll see two costs in there. One for the herbicide for about $11,000.
yep,
And then hand pulling, which is what they did last year. Divers, they hand pull it. $12,000 for 10 days, 12,800.
800, yep,
Okay? So I called the state and I said, we have sufficient funds in the expendable trust fund and the conservation fund to cover the herbicide treatment and one or two maybe hand pull. And I asked the state if they had 10 days for the hand pull. It was about $1,280 a day for two people. I said, we may need only one or two. Is that okay? Yes, it is. the grant of that 11,000 is 50%,
Right, yep,
which is pretty generous in the last couple of years. It's
Yeah, it
pretty
is.
generous.
yep,
So I've given you the documents there that has the costs. I did in my narrative kind of give you an idea of what we have. The Conservation Commission had put in a warrant article to add to the expendable trust fund. Our funds will be depleted if we use them all this year.
okay,
We will use the herbicide, we will do the herbicide. But hand pulling, if we have to do some of that, it will be depleted. Now, we do have private donations coming in from residents, not a lot, we do have a couple. We also have some lake associations that have pledged monies also, which will be forthcoming. So the Sunrise Lake Watershed Advisory Committee is embarking on some fundraising, not this year, but next year. Well, it will be this year, hopefully, to offset some of those expenses. So, but the warrant article will be critical for us for 2026.
okay, yep, so yeah,
So, I think I got where you're supposed to sign.
okay, yep,
Supposed to initial everything.
Mm-hmm.
The first several documents that are in yellow, that is for one person. That's the one that signs the grant.
yeah,
So I suggested the chair.
okay,
And then the last page, the certificate of,
yep, says the certificate.
That is somebody else, the vice chair.
Yep.
Verifies that the chair was duly elected in public interest. Now, when you decide to sign those documents, then they have to be mailed, not emailed, mailed,
Okay,
snail mail. And I put the
Perfect.
address in there. So,
okay, so, well, given that, I'll
it
entertain.
has to be to them by the 21st of February.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do this tonight, we'll vote on it. So,
Mr. Holtz, who normally does that, I relinquished with him. He's on vacation in Hawaii,
oh, nice,
so I
it's
just.
good for him. So I'll entertain a motion that we move forward with the grant for the milfoil and the herbicide.
I'll make the motion.
Just a note so you don't, you're not obligated because you signed that. If the commission decides to spend the money, then yes, you're obligated. But
Right. But it does state in here that the total cost for the diver and the hand harvesting is $12,800. However, NHDES will pay 50% of the total project cost up to $6,400. And then it says for the herbicide, there's an estimated cost of $11,420. And again, NHDES will pay 50% up to $5,710. So Bonnie made the motion, Tracy seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I'll sign and Tim will sign.
the chair should sign.
I'm gonna sign, I'm the chair,
Are you the chair?
and Tim is the vice chair, yeah?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So signature and then my title, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
switched over.
I didn't get that, good, sorry, my
Name and title, oh,
Sorry about that.
bad. No, it's not, it's not.
and outside the line.
Kim, would you, when you mail that out, you make a copy,
Oh, of course.
of 2 copies, one for WAP and one for conservation, signed copy.
Oh, there's one page in this.
I'll probably make 3 to keep one in the folder that we have.
Yes.
What's that?
I'll make 3 copies and keep one in the folder.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah. But I have multiple.
This is like worse than a mortgage,
Well,
I'm just saying.
this time it's been her process of these forms are she's a lot more clear in instructions. And this paperwork, the reason it's that way is the Attorney General wants it that way because it's a contract. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you for going through all that. So I should have made a note at the beginning I needed to add a couple of items. So we need to add a candidates night. We need to treasurer, police admin, and then there's the old town hall, the church upstairs. I have a comment to make about that. Thanks to the old town hall church upstairs. So just want to let everybody know we have we did some interviews for the treasurer, police admin. We have extended an offer. They've accepted it, so that person should be starting hopefully next week. And actually, if I can, and that's going to be for Antoinette Canfield. So if I have someone to make that motion to appoint her.
To appoint Antoinette Canfield.
Okay.
No, second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We just need to have that in the minutes for the bank. Thank you. And so last week was the ending for filing for candidates. And so we were going to suggest a candidates night for February 20th. That's a Thursday at 6. Is that correct?
Who are we going to get to moderate that?
I think probably the two, you and Tracy. Seeing how you were the two that
Are not running.
I'm not running.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be good.
That's a good idea.
And
Do
so people,
invitations.
yes, so we need to reach out to let the people know when. And so maybe we'll get that list, work with Teresa to get that list, come in, call them, and get in touch with them to see if they're available to come.
Grace, if you want, we're still going to be in the office on Wednesday. I can get the list, and you and I can split up and invite people over.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they gave out like formal invitations. Like
We can. Oh, that's what I'm saying. We can create summons.
Okay.
As well as call. I mean, it is 3 weeks away, right?
Yep.
I'm like doing the math in my head. So we're looking to do that 2:20 at 6 o'clock, and it'll be here. So we need to put that on the calendar before that night gets taken up, because I think that's the candidates night. I think it's the only night on the calendar that's not taken.
Yes.
This is. In the last note, I just want to let you know, I got a call from Jean Brown, from the church, and she said they just wanted to know if they could if they bought new Bibles for the church, they just want to bring the old Bibles and put them upstairs, and I told them that shouldn't be an issue, but I would let the board know that was happening. So, and that, I got one other thing, sorry, gosh. We did get the block grant money in last week, and that was for $12,589.64. So $12,589.64. Now, I will open up for public comments.
I would like to throw out there one more time that on Saturday at 10 o'clock, the Middleton School Board will be having their deliberative session. They are hopeful to have a big crowd. They would like to have as many people there as possible, and childcare is being provided by the Teachers Association. So bring your children; they're welcome.
Any other comments, questions?
Is the agenda on the website, or do I just didn't find it?
I couldn't find it either. I just looked over there.
Oh, for what? The agenda for tonight?
Tonight? Yes, it is. I saw it earlier today on there.
Okay.
That's what I thought you were talking about then, but then I was like,
No, I saw it this afternoon on there, so, yeah.
10 o'clock. Any other questions, comments? Any board comments, questions? No?
Are we still publishing it on Fridays or no? The agendas.
I don't know. Is it? I think it's just available up there. It's available as you're editing it, correct? The agenda.
Yeah, I change it and then I send it out to you guys, which I did.
But it's published on the web as you're doing it.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my understanding too, but I'm sure. Okay.
I forgot to do the email to you guys, my bad.
If you all are not ready to go home, you can go next door to the budget.
The budget committee is having a public hearing, if you'd like, so. So if nobody has anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion at 7 o'clock.
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.